The creatine supplementation may intensify balding. In this RCT, guys given creatine encountered a critical increment in the blood levels of dihydrotestosterone and androgen that adds to male pattern baldness, especially in guys. Since creatine is one of only a handful, hardly any enhancements that dependably expands execution, alongside flaunting a decent well-being profile, such a reaction would be a most undesirable disclosure. Things being what they are, how stressed would it be a good idea for you to be that creatine could make your hair drop out? What causes balding? In guys, the advancement of male pattern baldness is moderately surely known. By collaborating with hair follicles, DHT can actuate male pattern baldness. Regardless of whether a given hair is pretty much prone to fall, in light of DHT effectability or for different reasons, relies upon its area, in male design male pattern. In females, the advancement of balding is less surely known. Hereditary components to add to female design balding, yet the significance played by the qualities recognized in females is less clear than the significance played by the qualities distinguished in guys. Correspondingly, DHT is thought to assume a lesser job in female hair loss. Additional factors, for example, estrogen levels, are thought to have some impact on female balding, yet here again there is clashing proof. Dihydrotestosterone, DHT, and hereditary qualities assume an unmistakable job in male design male pattern baldness, and a lesser job in female design male pattern baldness. The components causing female male pattern baldness are less surely known than those causing male pattern baldness. Will assuming creatine cause balding? Only one RCT has connected creatine supplementation with an expansion in DHT. This examination was done in 20 solid youthful male rugby players, randomized into two gatherings. One gathering took a fake treatment, while the other enhanced with creatine monohydrate by taking a stacking portion, 25 grams per day, for 7 days, at that point a support portion, 5 grams per day, for 14 days. Changes in testosterone were not essentially unique between the two gatherings, however DHT was fundamentally expanded at day 7, by 0.44 nanograms per milliliter above standard, so 56.1%, and day 21, by 0.12 nanograms per milliliter above pattern, so 40.8%, in the creatine gathering. A distributed reaction to this examination asked for the most part about strategies yet found no measurable faults. Of note is that this investigation tried its creatine for 25 distinctive potential adulterants, for example, energizers and androgenic steroids. None were identified, precluding the likelihood that changes in DHT were because of unlawful contaminants. Until this point in time, this has been the main RCT testing creatine's impacts on DHT. Nonetheless, various investigations have tried creatine's impacts on testosterone. Just 2 RCTs saw a huge increment in testosterone while enhancing with 20 grams of creatine for every day more than 6 days and 7 days. 10 RCTs have discovered no impact of creatine on testosterone. These RCTs went in span from 6 days to 10 weeks and utilized creatine monohydrate portions running from 3 to 25 grams per day. One RCT that pre-owned creatine malate likewise observed no impact on testosterone levels. Critically, 5 of these RCTs explicitly tried creatine's consequences with the expectation of complementary testosterone, the structure that gets changed over into DHT. All observed no huge increments. Is it feasible for creatine to build DHT without expanding testosterone, as was accounted for in one examination? As a matter of fact, truly, in any event 2 different ways. To start with, creatine may non-fundamentally increment free testosterone yet essentially increment DHT, i.e., a little increment in free testosterone, the base material of DHT, could prompt an a lot more noteworthy increment in DHT. Second, creatine may be upregulating 5-alpha reductase, the compound that changes over free testosterone to DHT. One or the 2 theories could be valid. Or on the other hand not one or the other. The present proof essentially doesn't permit us to take a position. Before we finish up, we have to specify 3 admonitions. Initially, these examinations were totally directed in sound youthful guys, and everything except one in competitors or other prepared people. Second, in the one investigation that took a gander at DHT and noticed an expansion, DHT remained well inside ordinary range, so regardless of whether creatine expands DHT, it despite everything may not cause more prominent loss of hair than with some whey or another happens. Third, and generally significant, the impact of creatine supplementation on balding hasn't been straightforwardly contemplated, so everything we can make are instructed surmise. 1 RCT involved that creatine may expand DHT. While this investigation has not been reproduced, numerous extra RCTs have indicated no impact of creatine supplementation on either aggregate or free testosterone levels. Right up till today, there have been no examinations researching creatine and male pattern baldness. Main concern: just one investigation has inspected the creatine-DHT connection, and afterward, just in guys, yet numerous others have demonstrated that creatine doesn't influence testosterone levels, and since DHT is a metabolite of testosterone, there is some uncertainty that creatine truly builds DHT. In the event that it does, however, at that point truly, it could add to male pattern baldness. Be that as it may, remember that DHT is just one of numerous variables that add to male pattern baldness. An expansion in your blood levels of DHT doesn't ensure your hair will drop out. Right up till the present time, no investigations have legitimately inspected creatine's impacts on male pattern baldness.